What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 10th Doctor David Tennant story, Turn Left. So, unlike the previous episode, which was Midnight, that was a companion light episode, this one is a Doctor light episode. It's very much focused on Donna and kind of what would happen if Donna never met the Doctor, really, is the whole premise of the story. And yeah, the Doctor isn't really in it very much, which we've seen a few episodes with, Doctor Light episodes. But yeah, this is really the first one of this series. So yeah, let's get straight into it with the cast. David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. Like I said, there's not a massive amount to say about David Tennant in this episode because he isn't really in it very much. You have him at the start, of course, before Donna goes to see this kind of, soothsayer sort of person. But basically like a soothsayer. I think that's the right word to describe them. Kind of predicting the future and figuring out what's going to happen in the future is what they're, pretending to be at least. And yeah, we see him at the start there, and then we see him at the end when Donna, gets the thing off her back and is back in the real world again. So we don't really see him a whole lot in this episode, so there's not really too much to say. Catherine Tate as Donna Noble, she is the main part of this story, and she is so good. I love Catherine Tate anyway. She's my, Donna's my favorite companion. I think Catherine does a great job in the role, but in this episode, especially when she has to carry it, she has to carry the weight of this episode. She does such a good job with mostly the serious stuff. This is a much more serious story. Catherine is a comedy actor, really, but in this episode, it is very much serious stuff, and we know that she does the serious stuff really good, and this shows it off especially well. Yeah, just all round amazing performance by Catherine Tate in this episode. Let's get on to some points about Turn Left. What would happen if Donna never met the Doctor? So that is the premise of this whole episode. Donna and the Doctor are kind of in this market. I believe it's on an alien planet, and it's kind of like Chinatown, but I don't think it's Earth Chinatown. It's like an alien Chinatown. And she goes to this kind of soothsayer person, and it's like, oh, what's going to happen in the future? And what would happen if you made this one change? And basically, it's if she turned left instead of turning right at this point, she never would have met the Doctor because she wouldn't have been. She wouldn't have met Lance, the guy that she was getting married to, and then the whole thing with the Doctor and the runaway bride wouldn't have happened. So what happens if she turned left? And that is the whole premise of this story. Without Donna there, the Doctor died with the Ragnos. So, yeah, the Ragnos thing still happens. Now, that is one thing that I guess they just, because the whole thing with the Ragnos was that they were getting those like particles from Donna, kind of using her to get those particles. I assume the Ragnos still needed to do that, but must have just used somebody else to do it, I guess, because, yeah, the Ragnos is still there. The Doctor still fights off the Ragnos, but of course, in that episode, he's basically drowning the Ragnos, and he's there with the Ragnos, and, he probably would have drowned and died there if it wasn't for Donna going, you can stop now, get out of there, you're going too far with it. And in this example, yeah, he does, I guess, go too far with it and dies there with the Ragnos. So that is a pretty big thing, and that completely shapes this episode, because not only is it just Donna hasn't met the Doctor, but because of that, the Doctor is dead, and how is the world going to differ because of that? Seeing how events we've seen before are different without the Doctor. So then we go through a bit of a recap of, well, not really a recap, but going back to events that we've seen in previous episodes and how they would end up differently because the Doctor isn't there. So we have like Voyage of the Damned with the Titanic crashing. Yeah, of course, in real life, the Doctor managed to pull up at the last second and stop the Titanic from crashing into Buckingham Palace. In this version, the Doctor's not there. It does crash, and it basically wipes out most of London. So that's a massive thing. Thankfully, Donna and her family got out of London. We're on a bit of a vacation outside of London, so they survive it. But that was a massive thing. There's a few other things, like I think the Sontaran thing, I'm pretty sure happens, and the thing with the sky, all the kind of poison in the sky, the gas being eradicated. It turns out that Torchwood ended up doing that, not the Doctor. And yeah, there's just all these different events that we've seen play out throughout the series that yeah, are different now and have gone much worse because the Doctor isn't there. Rose keeps meeting Donna. So in this world, I mean, Donna doesn't know who Rose is. I mean, in real life, she knows of Rose, but she doesn't actually know Rose personally. She's never seen her, never met her. But here, she has no idea, of course. And yeah, she keeps popping up out of nowhere, talking to Donna, and Donna's like, "Who are you? What are you here for?" And throughout this whole series, we've been seeing glimpses of Rose, and we've been wondering what is going on here with this character, with Rose. Why is she back? What is going on? And although we get to see a lot more of Rose here, we still don't really know until the end of this episode, really, how Rose is here, what's going on. But it's really cool seeing her here, but not really like, obviously, we viewing the episode, we know who this is, but our characters on screen don't, and it's still very much a mystery. So I really like how that all plays out. Everyone is living like it's war times. So I think this is mainly after the Titanic thing. London's blown up, and basically, yeah, everybody that lived in London can no longer live in London. It is, radioactive thanks to the engines from the Titanic, and it's just completely destroyed. So everybody that lived in London that survived has to now go elsewhere. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Donna and her family get like assigned to Leeds. I think it was Leeds, somewhere up north anyway. And basically they have to live there. It's kind of like a refugee camp almost. There's like tiny little apartments with like 10 families in them. It seems absolutely ridiculous, and it's literally like war times. And there's one point where one of the guys that's living, one of the families that's living in the house that Donna and her family are living in, he's from, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even going to, say where I think he's from, but he's foreign to England. And yeah, he basically gets taken away, gets told that, he's going to some sort of refugee camp or something. And then, of course, Wilf, who fought in World War II, he's like, they said camps before, and we know what it was. And that's a really strong moment, because if you know what he's talking about there, of course, he's on about World War II with the Nazis and all that sort of stuff. It's such an emotional scene, and that really hits home what is going on in this world. Donna finally goes with Rose. So yeah, like I said, Rose has been popping up throughout this episode and saying to her, you've got to come with me. We've got to do these things to get the world back to how it should be. But of course, Donna in this world, it's like, this just is the world. She doesn't know that this is kind of a parallel world, and this isn't really supposed to be happening. So she doesn't understand what's going on. But eventually, after all the terrible shit that's gone on, sorry for my language there, I don't usually swear in these videos, but sorry about that. Yeah, after all this stuff that's happened, Donna decides, you know what, I might as well. Everything's going tits up. I will go with you, and we'll try and do whatever you want me to do. Donna has this creature on her back that's changing time. So throughout the episode, we have a lot of people going to Donna and saying there's something on your back, like looking behind her at something on her back, but Donna can never see anything. And a lot of other people, they seem to see it and then they don't see it anymore. And it's this very strange thing going on. And it turns out that she's got this basically giant like cockroach bug thing just clinging onto her back. And that got on her back when she was in this Chinese market thing with the doctor. And that is what is causing time to change, and what made her turn left, and is literally changing time here. So they need to try and get this thing off her back, and that's the whole thing with Rose here. Rose is here to try and fix this to get the doctor back, not just because in this world we need the doctor, but we need him back because there's other stuff going on which will come up in the finale that we then need the doctor for as well. So it's very much more of a setup to the finale. Donna has to go back in time and make herself turn left. So, yep, Donna goes with Rose. They get to the TARDIS, which is just dead. It's not really doing anything. It's obviously got some connection with the Doctor, and it's not really, it's not working. Of course, nobody else really knows how to use the TARDIS anyway. But they have the TARDIS there. They can go out, get some power from it, and they basically make this machine that can transport Donna back in time. And the plan is that she's got to go back in time to when she made that left turn and make herself turn right instead of left. Don't know how she's going to do that. There's a really terrifying moment because, Rose earlier in the episode says to Donna, "You're going to die." And then I think Donna realizes, you know what? I've got to die here to make myself turn right. She's like, I know what you mean now. You meant I was going to die here, but just here, I'm going to live another life with the doctor, and that's going to be all good. And Rose just kind of goes, I'm sorry. And it's a brutal moment. It's a great moment because, of course, spoilers, Donna kind of dies in the finale. Not really. I mean, she doesn't actually physically die, but her memory basically dies. And yeah, here it's just this super brutal moment. And then, yeah, of course, she's got to figure out. She gets to the car. Well, she gets close to where she's going to be turning left. And she has to. She's not going to get there on time though, so she has to make a decision. She basically runs out in the middle of the road, gets hit by a car, by a van, I think, and because that then completely banks up the traffic and causes her other self to turn right instead because that left turn is way too banked up, and that's how she manages to get time back to the way it should be. Then, of course, the episode ends with Donna going back with the doctor back to where they were, and he mentions that he saw Rose, or I don't think she actually said her name, but she said that she whispered in her ear, "Bad Wolf," and then the doctor's running around and there's Bad Wolf everywhere, and it basically means Bad Wolf means the end of the world, and that is the setup for the finale. So that is my review for Turn Left, the episode before the two-part finale. A rating out of 10 for Turn Left. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It is not quite a 10 for me. There's just a couple of little things that don't 100% work. And also just the fact that, the Doctor isn't in it for the majority of it. It is a Doctor Light episode. I love David Tennant, so not having him on the screen very much here does suck a little bit, but I will be honest, as the Doctor Light episodes go, this is one of, if not probably the best one. So yeah, I can't quite give it a 10 personally, but a 9.5, it is very close for Turn Left. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.